You got the boys with the toys and the big making noise.
What is the secret?
Hello and welcome to Andy's Little Sci-Fi Horror Show. My name's Andy and this is my little 10-minute window to the rest of the world. And today's episode is the beginning of a very special investigation series. We will be revisiting this because there's no way I can cover this whole subject matter in one episode. But I'm going to begin. Back in 1966, Harry Harrison published the classic sci-fi novel Make Room, Make Room, which predicted a overpopulated world in the future. 7 years later, that book was adapted into a classic film called Soylent Green.
What is the secret of Soylent Green? New York City in the year 2022. Nothing runs anymore. Nothing works. But the people are the same. And the people will do anything to get what they need.
This is the police.
What they need most is Soylent Green.
The supply of Soylent Green has been exhausted. Return to your home.
What is the secret of Soylent Green? Detective Sergeant Thorn. He has a 2-year backlog of unsolved murders. Now he's on a case that must be solved. Saul Roth, Thorn's private library.
Hey, Saul.
A living book in a world without books.
Have some pencils, courtesy of your next assignment. William R. Simonson.
Simonson. He was the first to learn the secret of Soylent Green.
They told me to say that they were sorry, but that you had become unreliable.
The search for the secret of Soylent Green. You will find out why Soylent Green means life. You will find out why Soylent Green means death.
We've got to stop him.
What is the secret of Soylent Green?
Please.
Which came out in 1973 and predicted a futuristic world of the year 2022, 2 years from now, about a overpopulated, over-depleted ocean planet and burnt out greenhouse effect, and basically everything was going wrong. Gasoline was at a low time minimum. Overpopulation was everywhere. There wasn't enough food or places to create food in the world to feed the population of the Earth. The company in the film developed a series of food, of Soylent food, and amongst them on Tuesday, which was, yes, you guessed it, Soylent Green. Now, for those of you who have not seen the movie or read the book, I'm going to give you a chance to stop right here because this episode is full of a whole bunch of spoiler alerts. Okay, that was your chance to shut the show off. Soylent Green, as you all know, was made from people.
You gotta tell him Soylent Green is people.
The company was developing food, little cubish looking green things that look like green white chocolate. I made those for a Halloween party one time. It was hilarious and called it Soylent Green. People who got it were repulsed and laughed at it, but it was just white chocolate. But in the movie and in the book, it was made from people. The overpopulation they could not feed, killed, processed with a special food additive processing. I'll get back to that, which made Soylent Green. They said it was from the sea kelp of the ocean, but what they weren't telling the people was that the ocean was already depleted of all this kelp and all this, and the world was just in a rough shape. And basically, humanity was trying to survive, and this company was trying to feed and keep these people alive. So in a way, they were like looking at they were being noble, but realistically, that's pretty sick or ingenious, however you want to look at it. Fast forward to the year 2019. The process of developing veggie burgers has been perfected. People love veggie burgers. People are looking for an alternative to meat. Now, a company, we'll just call them BK, has developed what they call the Impossible Burger. Now, I can say that because the name Impossible Burger is something that has already existed. It has used plant-based product and a special food processing system to create a meat substitute substance that is completely indetectable as meat. This could be a very tragic life imitates art kind of scenario, because the success of this Impossible Burger plant meat substitute has taken off, and they have plans to launch more of their line of the BK food with this particular product. And now, another company, we'll just call them DD, has made a sausage version for their breakfast sandwich. In the footsteps of Detective Thorn, Charlton Heston's performance, I'm going to personally compare and investigate this particular product because, yes, I indeed got some right here. Let's take a closer look, shall we? Right off the bat, I can clearly see that there is definitely a difference. I don't even need to know which is which to know that this is the actual sausage. And this is their product. I had a sample of it before. They had little quarter cut samples at the counter, and then I tried it, but unfortunately I tried it when it was cold. It was very spicy. It was a very spicy tasting sausage, or plant-based product of that. But they have to say something. And they're calling. The government's calling. They know what I'm doing. My problem with this is I have no problem with them substituting meat. Veggie burgers, if you want to eat that lifestyle, that's awesome. If you want to eat meat, that's awesome too. I really don't care. If you want to have a plant substitute meat product for better health, go on, rock on with your bad self. My point is, why are they being so secretive about what it is? I mean, if it's just a bean, soy, mushroom kind of scenario, why don't you say what it is? And I tell you why I'm saying they're being secretive is because I Googled what was in a BK Impossible Burger, and the first 7 websites completely dodged the question, and they just, with a big advertisement, none of them actually said what it was. So I took it from a different angle. I attacked it with the Impossible Burger, because the Impossible Burger existed before the BK company made their meatless product from plants. And they said it was mushroom, soy based, and some plants. Again, they're not saying what these plants are, but we're going to take a closer look at these two. Let's do this. Right off the bat, we're going to lose the egg, because that's probably the most questionable thing in the sandwich. Okay. Let's take an even closer look. Alright. The plant-based one looks much more nasty and gray. One thing we can conclude is that these are very easily identifiable what they are. So let's move on to the taste. First, the beef sausage. It's the usual beef sausage. Now, the plant-based sausage. I'm not kidding, that's kind of weird. I was really hoping it would taste better than that. Let me back to this one. It tastes meat-ish. I'm not just being one of them YouTube pessimistic people. Side by side, there's a difference. It tastes more like the seasoning in a meat. I'm a little disappointed because I wanted to be surprised about that. Yeah, there's a difference. I do want to say there was a strange thing that happened. I went up to the drive-thru and I ordered their plant-based egg and sausage sandwich, and then I ordered the regular sausage, egg and sausage on an English muffin sandwich. Things got weird there. The woman, of course, they always ask you 4 times anyway, which makes me freaking mental. They asked again what I wanted for the first sandwich, and I said the sausage, egg and cheese on an English muffin. And they acted like they didn't know what it was at first. I'm like, okay, well, maybe people aren't really ordering. Maybe it really is kind of tanking. And I said, well, there's a picture right here outside on the menu. This one here, the new one. And they're like, oh, okay. And they knew I ordered both. I drove up to the window thinking, okay, well, this is going to be weird. What am I going to get? The woman who took my order was wearing a shirt advertising the sandwich. And I'm like, okay, that's a little bit questionable. Why are they trying to make it such a hidden secret? They don't want people comparing these side by side or something. And then I go, okay, well, maybe, all right, they're not looking at what she's wearing. I look inside the window and every worker is wearing the shirt advertising the egg and cheese on a sausage English muffin sandwich. So I'm just saying, they're not helping their cause by being all secretive and weird about it. They're not helping it with this flavor either. I'm bummed because I like oddball things and I kind of wanted to like this. I mean, I'm not saying don't try it. I'm saying I'm not trying it again. The investigation move on further as we move closer to 2020. Is the future of fast food people or plants? My name's Andy, and that's all I have time right now for this investigation, but I will revisit it.
What is the secret?